a little bit of chocolate from a chocolate cookie that I had earlier. Great. That's what the lighting also does, right? You buy a new set of lighting and then you don't look in the mirror before you go live. All right. Well, it happens. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit is, as usual, the concept of habituation. I know that a lot of people have, first of all, asked, like, what does habituation actually feel like? What can I expect from being fully habituated? And it's a recurring thing, like over and over again. I've done a video very recently on this, but it is a recurring question that I get over and over again. So the question, like, what can I expect from being fully habituated? Is my tinnitus disappeared? Will I not be hearing it anymore? What about the loudness? What about maybe the pitch, maybe the intensity? What will actually change once I get habituated? And to that, I often say, it's not individual. Once you are habituated, the bothersome elements of tinnitus sort of, I mean, you are not bothered by your tinnitus anymore. And that's kind of like, asking someone who knows how to swim, what it feels like to swim or how they learn to swim. They won't be able to exactly tell you, or, you ask someone like, hey, how do you drive stick shift? And you're like, I just do, man. I just, like, you pull the clutch, you put the gear in, you release the clutch, you drive, and when you have to slow down or speed up, then you just do the same process all over again from gear 1 to gear 6 or 7. Mostly 6. 7 is an automatic gearbox, probably. So that's the same thing with tinnitus, right? It's like, as soon as it doesn't bother you anymore, you can't really pinpoint why it doesn't bother you anymore. You just know that it does, and it stopped bothering you. Therefore, your brain is a lot less attentive on the sound and the pitch themselves, right? So the more these, like, processes, develop into, like, the concept of habituation tightening up for you, the more actually your brain learns that it has nothing to be afraid of or scared of, or that reaction towards tinnitus is like an overshoot reaction. And then the brain naturally deprioritizes tinnitus, in the sense that it learns that, the constant focus and this constant cycle of fear and anxiety around the tinnitus is not something that, gets you anywhere. And the brain absolutely learns that. And I think that's possible for literally everyone. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will never be able to hear your tinnitus anymore, but it definitely does mean that the tinnitus stops bothering you. And I've had this a lot, and people say, like, oh yeah, but habituation is not a real cure. I consider it very close to a cure, because, I mean, the thing that most upsets you about your tinnitus is most likely not the sound itself. It's the fact that this distracts you, it stresses you out, makes you feel bad, makes you feel anxious, makes you worry, all of these kind of things, right? Most of the time, I mean, if you're not like a pianist or a violinist, who really thinks, like, my hearing is distorted because of this other noise now, then most of the time it's, not the fact that you experience another additional sound. That's just something you get used to over time, because we humans can really adapt to anything pretty much. And it's more the emotional reactivity that you have and that stresses you out, and that, you're always hooked on, and that, always triggers you and makes you feel tired but wired, and gets you maybe depressive symptoms as well. And the important part, I mean, is really, I think, that you slowly but steadily can come out of that and shift towards a place where naturally tinnitus is not the one thing that's constantly on your mind and focus anymore. And then I believe habituation can absolutely be a very good cure for your emotional distress towards tinnitus. And then when you have little or no more emotional distress towards your tinnitus, your brain learns that it's not necessary to present it to you all the time, right? It's a little bit like, when you have a neighbor who's always making noise at 1 a.m. in the morning, then you sort of like start to get conditioned toward listening towards whether the neighbor is making noise at 1 a.m. But and the fact, when you don't like that neighbor as much, right? You think he's a douche. then it's very difficult to not focus on that noise he's making at 1 a.m. or to even wake up at 1 a.m. because he's making the noise. However, when that neighbor is a very good friend and you go barbecuing often together, your relationship with that sound changes a lot. And you might just say, oh yeah, it's just him like doing his XYZ because he just came home from work and he's like, unwinding. And that's just a natural thing he does. And that difference shifts everything. Your emotional response will be completely different. You'll be able to sleep again, and so on and so forth. So it is all in how our brain responds to perceived threats or towards like, invading our space or something like that, right? Or things that we cannot control. So it is all about that. And the same is true for tinnitus. So how you change your response to, the person that is making that noise, maybe you should sit down with them, have a cup of coffee and discuss about that noise, and you get them to know better. And then you're like, all right, if you can relate to the noise differently, there's this one psychologist who talks about this an old lady who lives in an apartment, and a younger guy moves in and he tends to be quite noisy. And then he goes to the psychologist and she's like, oh, I don't think I can live there anymore. This guy is so noisy. He's always walking around so loud. I think I can't handle it anymore. And then the psychologist is like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to the guy, and you buy water, right? And she's like, yeah, I buy water. And he's like, yeah, okay. So next time you buy water, you knock at his door, like, tuck, 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 go knock and ask him, like, hey, can you help me with the water bottles? Can you help me carry them up the stairs? And then he goes like, yeah, absolutely, sure. And then they carry him up the stairs. He stays around for a little bit. They chat. And then from then on, she no longer has that reaction to when he walks around. Then her reaction fully changes and she says, oh yeah, it's just a nice guy from above who helped me carry my water bottles up. And then she can sleep and relax. So the same thing is absolutely true with your tinnitus, but your brain has to learn that, that that massive emotional reaction that you're having to your tinnitus is not leading you anywhere. And you have to change sort of your response and learn that that is absolutely possible in order not to be scared by your tinnitus anymore. In the same vein that that old lady started to be able to sleep or relax because she now knew that the guy was actually quite a nice guy. And here's why this is so important. Our brain is able to pretty much learn anything. You can learn a new language, you can learn a new skill, you can learn pretty much anything as a human being. Our brains are incredibly plastic, right? And they've evolved to be so we could cope with many, many difficulties over millions of years that nature throws at us. But the problem is when we perceive something as a problem, we have our brain is a little bit too good. So all of these negative thoughts and feelings that you have towards your tinnitus always symbol you that you need to be doing something about this. And this keeps you in this reactive loop of, hey, I need to be doing something about this in order for this to get better. But the only thing that it does, it keeps you stuck in the loop of where you pay more attention to it, which is exactly what you don't want to do, because that does not allow you to habituate. It creates more of these thoughts and feelings that then, get embodied in your body. And then the feedback loop to your brain is, well, if I feel like this naturally must be really dangerous and it's very uncomfortable. So, we should be doing something about this. But this is exactly not the way. Think about when you're swimming. What's more helpful? When you do coordinated and relaxed strokes, or when you like do this, paddle around, maximum effort, trying to not drown? Well, the first one is a lot more efficient in not drowning. The second one, you put in incredible amounts of effort, yet you drown. So with tinnitus is a little bit the same thing. Like, in order not to drown, you need to stop struggling as much. And what I mean, I know many of you are here on this channel because you are struggling a lot. And the more you struggle, the more you will reinforce those feelings and thought patterns that will tell your brain, well, hey, there's something really difficult and really, really dangerous going on here. So we better somehow figure out a way to deal with this. And then, of course, because the tinnitus is always audible, I mean, I've got this hearing aid, and now that I put it out, my tinnitus is 60% louder. It's already loud, even if I have it in, but it's 60% louder when I take it out. But my brain knows, okay, well, it's just tinnitus. I've had it for 15 years. Nothing dangerous about it. No need to be worrying about it. And that is, however, something that your brain needs to learn and to understand, in the same way where you can be in water, and when you can't swim, you are afraid of drowning. And when you can swim, you don't have to be afraid of drowning, and you just naturally maneuver through the water. Lucas, nice to meet you too. How you doing? It's good to see you. Nice. Um, yeah, let me know where you're from. Let me know if you have any questions for me to answer today. Otherwise, I have a couple of new things that I wanted to share with you. Let me see whether I can post the link for all of you guys in case not everyone who's in this live now has access to these resources yet. It's my link tree, and here on this link tree, you'll be able. Is this the correct link tree? Huh. Link tree should be. Anyways, where you get my free 4-day email course. Check out the relief package that we also have for people who are channel members. So as soon as you sign up to be a channel member, you get the digital tinnitus relief package, including like a habituation roadmap PDF, a few short learning videos, etc. That could be quite helpful, I think. So if you want to check it out, there are the links in that comment that I just posted here, and you can just click on that and go to the link tree. Why can't I? Very weird. I can't click on that. What if I do this? Let me check something out because I have a forward as well. Maybe that works. My tinnitus appeared on 16th of January. I'm trying to get used to it. Oh, 16th of January. So you're a newcomer, eh? Yeah, but 16th of January. So that's like 5 weeks. 5 weeks, okay. Well, it's good that after 5 weeks you feel considerably okay already. That's not too bad then. Great to hear that. What's your biggest problem at the moment? What do you struggle most with? Ah, thank you. Glad that it's helpful for you. Yeah, yeah. Fighting with negative thoughts is a big one with tinnitus. But we have to acknowledge one thing: in acceptance and commitment therapy, we say, you know, negative thoughts are normal. Even when you don't have tinnitus, it's normal to have 80% negative thoughts every single day, right? So having negative thoughts is not your obstacle. It's the way you relate to them and then get stuck in your reaction to your negative thoughts, which is the big problem, right? So think about this, right? When you're having a difficult day, it is normal to have difficult thoughts. If you're having a difficult time, which we all have from time to time in our life, whether we have tinnitus or not, it is absolutely normal to have negative thoughts. But what's the difference between someone, who gets caught in tinnitus, gets caught in these, reactive cycles with anxiety and not being able to concentrate and stuff? It's you're being stuck in those thoughts. That's the difference between someone who doesn't habituate and someone who habituates. It's the way they respond to negative thoughts and feelings. If you can, in acceptance and commitment therapy, say, make room for thoughts and feelings, for them to be there, to be absolutely normal, because of course it is something unpleasant. And for example, you've had anxiety or insomnia because of your tinnitus. And of course, that's why you think only if I get rid of this will I ever be normal again. But that's actually not true. And that same thought is holding you back. So it is not even the thought itself or the feeling itself, but the way you relate to that thoughts and feeling that creates more anxiety, because obviously the tinnitus is still there. So the problem is not the tinnitus itself, but the way you responded to these negative thoughts and feelings. And instead of saying, well, it's absolutely normal for me to have negative thoughts and feelings about this because this was really difficult, and I of course care about myself, and I wish to be healthy, and I wish to be safe, and that's why I have anxiety, and that's absolutely normal. And it's nothing weird. You're not defect. Like, there's 20 to 30% of people with tinnitus out there who've probably been through exactly the same thing. So consider this, right? What we say is like, when I tell you don't think of a pink elephant, what are you thinking about? or don't think about lemon ice cream or your favorite ice cream, in fact, chocolate ice cream or anything. Yeah, you can't but think about that. But when I say to you, don't think about your tinnitus, you definitely think about your tinnitus as well. So it's not in not thinking about things, it's in allowing yourself your negative reaction and make room for that, and yet move on forwards with the things that matter most to you. And that's very important in acceptance and commitment therapy, because it helps the brain learn that although tinnitus is there, it's a benign body symptoms, you know, but it is something that is absolutely normal, and it's normal that you react the way you react. You need some time to adjust to the situation, but then eventually your brain will habituate and your tinnitus will go into the background and you won't be bothered by it anymore. All right, Lucas says, my wife's calling me, but I don't have that time at the moment. We're still live. She's in South Africa for a business trip, but I will call her back. She is in Durban for a business trip. And funny enough, I studied my master's degree in South Africa, in Cape Town though, and I had a lovely and wonderful time there. And she's now in Durban on a business trip. Yes, today's been worse day. I've had some tinnitus spikes during a conference at work. Now it's a little bit lower. Yeah, it's also natural and normal that tinnitus fluctuates during the day, and especially at the start, right? That it like does go up and down, up and down, up and down. And you would like to join our club? Absolutely, please do, Lucas. We'd be delighted to have you there. We've had a lot of new members coming on in the last 8 weeks, and everyone's been loving it. Everyone's been delighted, and I think it would be very, very helpful for you as well. So for all of those who are listening and watching now, we love to get new members to host you. You can go for a 7-day free trial at www.MyTinnitus.Club. We have our weekly meetings. Tomorrow's the next one on Thursday, accountability check-in. Very fun, very cool, with people from all over the world getting better and putting acceptance and commitment therapy, which, by the way, is, I made this in my latest video, right? In one of the latest videos, the thing that the German ENT Association most recommends. Not sound therapy, not TRT, right? I can only continue to tell you guys this, that what they most recommend is CBT and ACT. And because it shows that it is super relevant in helping the brain understand the relationship between tinnitus distress and build the habits and the place that you need to, that is most beneficial for you to be in order to be able to habituate. And that's what we help you do, right? Not only me, but the whole club, all the people who are in there, all the people who have been through difficult times already and who are getting better now. I think that is really, really important. So we'd love to have you, Lucas. You're welcome to also send me an email if you need anything. I'm assuming that you have my email address already. If you have any questions about the club or anything, just shoot me an email, and I'm happy to also onboard you. So once you are in the club, you will be sent like a Calendly link where you can book like an onboarding call with me, and I'll be showing you around and tell you how you can make most of all the resources, all the courses, everything. In fact, I have another 5 minutes before I need to be heading. And I can show you my... Yes, of course, we want to give you hope, and we'll give you hope that this, of course, is temporary. And yes, this is difficult, but you will be getting better 100%. Let me see. All right, Infinity Mirror. Right, here we are. So for example, daily success stories. Let's see what's new in here. My success, the tea is less bothersome, and I can enjoy all the things I do more. All the mornings when I wake up are much better because I use the tools I learned in this community. Thanks to you all. Now it's important for me to hold on and believe in myself that I can do this. And we're believing in you too. Oh, I love this. Alex says, cheers everyone. I've come a long way in my progress to habituation from where I was a year ago. Decided to take a holiday out of the cold winter of Canada. Oh, love it. I'm finding my tinnitus is a non-issue, so enjoying the getaway immensely. To everyone, you are in a great club community with freedom to obtain that optimal goal with, as Stephanie said so well, with hard mental work and putting into practice ACT. Pura vida, everyone. Oh, I love this picture. Man, I'm jealous of Alex now. Berlin is cold and rainy. Gee, I should go for a holiday. Aggie, I'm just sitting in a class while they're reading and writing, and it's extremely quiet. I just had to think about back sitting in exams in the beginning of my journey. Back then, I was always close to crying during those quiet times because my tea was so horrifying. But now I nearly forgot it existed. I'm so happy. Oh man, I love this. Such cool success stories this week. Ah, really cool. Awesome. Fantastic. As you see, premium members area, we have like a two-day retreat for you in here that you can watch. It's like 6 hours of content, day 1 and 2, and exercises. Then we have the 8 weeks club that's available for the premium 8 weeks course that's available for the premium members. And all of this below here is available for all the basic subscription members as well. So you'll be able to access all of it, including the weekly meetups and events. Tomorrow we have accountability check-in. Then on March and next week, we start Spring into Resilience, which is still part of the Small Wins Challenge. And we talk about how to use your tinnitus habituation journey to become more resilient. And yeah, it's going to be quite fun. And we have a lot of stuff like daily habit trackers, rest and relaxation, emergency resources, a daily chit chat where people are quite active, your best best practices area, one area only devoted for acceptance and commitment, where it's really important for me that you learn all these concepts and frameworks that I have used over the past 5 years to work with hundreds of people. And yeah, for you to be able to watch all of this and have access to all of it, you simply go to www.MyTinnitus.Club for your free trial. Lucas, the meetings are not yet. I don't want to end the stream. I wanted to end the sharing. The meetings are every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central European time. So that's 7 p.m. Berlin time. But that time, that's always our meeting time. That's the only time in the week. I said it at the start of this live stream that the live stream is something that I do in the afternoon, because in the evening I need my free time and space for, hanging with the wife or doing sports or just Netflixing or something like that. But the only time in the week where we do the events, where I do an event in the evening that's sometimes also running longer, is Thursday, because I know that, from the community, there's a lot of people from Canada or the US, and a lot of people there obviously can't do it earlier. So we always have it at 7 p.m. Central European time, Berlin time. So you can Google what's that in your conversion. But it's about noon, New York Eastern time. It's about 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time or something like that. Okay, awesome. Yeah, Poland, 7 p.m. for you as well then. Yeah, so you're very close to us as well. We've got lots of good friends from Poland here in Berlin. We frequently like to go to the Baltic Sea, to the Polish side. Very relaxed there, enjoy it quite a lot. And yeah, I mean, here in Berlin, we're super close to Poland as well. Lovely country, lovely people, like it a lot. And yes, that's basically it. That's basically, I think, everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, unless anyone has any very pressing questions that cannot be postponed until the next live event. I would say I'm working on a little bit of a structure for our community for the spring resilience. That's going to be my work for the rest of the day. This week, let me quickly check what video is coming up this week. I will check for you guys. On Friday at 8 p.m. Woo, I like this one. The plan is to release the video, because I haven't finished it yet, but it is the #1 mistake keeping you stuck with tinnitus. That's going to be nice. So Friday, 8 p.m., we have a video releasing, me talking about the #1 mistake that keeps you stuck with tinnitus. Interesting. Maybe some people can say what they think what their #1 mistake is keeping them stuck with tinnitus. I will share my opinion on what your #1 mistakes are for most people keeping them stuck with tinnitus. Alrighty, that's it from my side. I hope it was useful to you guys. Lucas, it was lovely to meet you. Looking forward to hopefully seeing you inside the club soon. Shoot me an email if you need anything from my side before joining. Otherwise, I'll see you as soon as you've joined up, and then you'll be able to, book us a one-on-one call over Zoom, and I'll be showing you around in the club, etc. And then maybe already see you tomorrow in the meeting. And for everyone else, you have the resources that I posted or go to habituate.online, www.habituate.online, and we'll be supporting you. And yeah, then yeah, absolutely, Lucas, my pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you and to getting to know you personally, and wishing you guys a nice rest of the week. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good week, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.